Right, this weekend you can cheer on young drivers as they show off their new driving skills and as they compete for a scholarship. So this weekend, the Lee County Tax Collector hosted the Rock the Road Challenge. The teenagers showed their skills on a closed course, and now you get to vote on which teenager gets the good marks and moves on to the next round. At stake, 4 $2,500 scholarships.
Well, I am quite nervous. It's a bit of pressure, especially since, there is some skills on there that I haven't learned before, but I'll find a way to do my best.
We wanted to make this an interactive online event. So much happens on social media, and teens in particular spending so much time on Instagram and on Facebook and on all the different social media channels. So we wanted to reach them where they see it.
So the driving skills videos are posted to the Lee County Tax Collector's Instagram page. That's where you can go right now to vote. Tax Collector road course instructors will score the videos as well, and the high-scoring drivers will move on to the next round. The winners will be announced Sunday at Lee Trans headquarters on Metro Parkway. Good luck to everyone. That parallel parking, it'll get you every time.
You know what's crazy, Amy? The only points I got off my driving test was angle parking, right?
What, angle parking?
Right,
Angle parking.
but I can parallel park like no other.
Yeah?
But if I angle park, I'm always on the line.
Can I ask what angle parking is?
Well, angle is so you're not making a 90-degree turn into the parking spot. It's kind of like angled in. They call that angle parking. I guess a 90-degree turn would be an angle park too.
I gotcha.
But yeah, so I failed that part, which is 2 points, but I can parallel park.
Hey,
easily.
You know what? We'll take the baby wins.
Right.
All that matters.
Exactly. I'm up for a challenge. Well, you know what, Amy? Rain just about all said and done for all of Southwest Florida. The exception, extreme southern Collier County coast, some light rain areas. You see the heavy rain and thunderstorm activity? That's moving to our south in Monroe County. But you know what? We've got a windy day in store. I'll have all the details coming up.
All right. Thank you, Eric, for that. We'll check back with you in just a little bit. Today marks the beginning of Black History Month. And here at Fox 4, we want to make sure that we observe how the African-American community has made an impact here in Southwest Florida. So we're starting by looking at one of the historic buildings in our community, the story of McCollum Hall's importance and its heritage. That's coming up next on Fox 4 Morning News. But first, here's a look at your on-time traffic hotspots brought to you by the injury law experts at Farah & Farah.
At Farah & Farah, it's all about listening.
They took time to listen. I was able to call them at any time.
They definitely listened to what I wanted. It's never their choice, it was always mine.
The more we know, the more we can help.
Farah & Farah, here for you,
here for good.
All right, good morning. Welcome back. 8:15 right now on your beautiful Monday morning. And if you haven't been outside yet, you've dodged most of the rain, but there is definitely some wind kicking up in Southwest Florida. This is some video just in from Collier County. Eric Stone is tracking the changes that we're going to see as we head into the rest of your Monday. We'll have the full forecast for you here in just a minute. Well, Fox 4 is celebrating Black history with a look at the past and how it can help pave the way to a better future. This morning, developer Don Patterson is sharing his plans for the historic McCollum Hall in Fort Myers. Our Leslie Delaspore has more.
He had a heck of a lot more lifting to do in terms of development than I do today. He had to deal with some of the racial injustice that was taking place during Jim Crow. He managed to cobble together enough money to actually find the dollars to actually make this project happen. And we're just fortunate to be in a position to actually restore his building to its original beauty.
Clifford Buck McCollum Sr. and his wife Gertrude had a vision of a place where all could come to enjoy. After coming to Fort Myers when he was 30 years old, McCollum ran gambling games and used his winnings to invest in land for housing and commercial buildings like the one on the corner of Cranford Avenue and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. McCollum Hall, a two-story building that tells a story of the past in the heart of the Dunbar community. Don Patterson, president and CEO of Riva Development Corporation, says his vision for McCollum Hall is to restore it to its original glory while incorporating a vision for the future.
So the upstairs is the dance hall. The dance hall was actually activated by way of entertainers such as Dizzy Gillespie, Duke Ellington, B.B. King, coming down through on the Chitlin circuit through Fort Myers to either go to Miami or Tampa. They would stop here, from what I understand, was on maybe Tuesdays and Wednesdays, again, just on their way to the bigger metropolitans. But when they came, the hall itself was packed. The downstairs, when originally conceived, was a retail space. The uses were typically a shoe store, a clothier. I believe there may have been a barber shop here as well. There were a lot of folks that didn't look anything like me who would actually come and participate in dancing and seeing some of the acts that were coming from afar. Ultimately, when we're done, we'd like to be able to do the same.
Back in the 1930s and 40s, although McCollum Hall was the upscale social heart of the community, a rope across the dance floor divided the room between blacks and whites. But today, Patterson says McCollum Hall will be a place for all to enjoy.
So we're extremely excited about the final product. It will be finished out entirely with the idea that the second floor is going to be the dance hall, which is probably the most important piece of the restoration. We're going to reactivate that space as, again, an entertainment space. It'll be a little bit more than just music entertainment. We're hoping to reach out to repertory theaters. We have the idea that we're trying to reach out to Imaginarium, which is directly across the street, and others, with the idea that it becomes a bit diverse in how that space is activated. On the ground floor, we've come up with a concept that is, in fact, a food hall. Food hall incorporating between 7 and 8 vendors, a variety of different food types on the ground floor that we've proudly named Oak and Ivy. Oak and Ivy pays homage to Paul Laurence Dunbar. Paul Laurence Dunbar was a poet laureate back in the early 1900s.
Patterson says he understands his role in restoring the original vision of McCollum Hall, and he feels as if he is standing on the shoulders of its original visionary.
I come from a community similar to a Dunbar. I've had the benefit of a great education, some phenomenal work experience, and the idea of being able to bring those tools and resources to the Dunbar community gives me great pride. I'd like to think that what we come up with in the very end will make him proud. And I like the idea of believing that future developers of color, hopefully from the Dunbar community, will see what we've been able to achieve here, or what I've been able to achieve here, and believe that they can be a part of that in the future as well.
Patterson says he has a lot of contributors to thank, including the City of Fort Myers mayor, council members, the Fort Myers Community Redevelopment Agency, and more. He says this historic site will get its new makeover in the first quarter of 2022. In Fort Myers, Leslie Delaspore, Fox 4 News.